Okay, good morning and welcome to Tuesday the 15th of November webinar from DataBasics, and today we're doing the top 10 flight features of 2016. Now then, you should be able to see, we're just waiting for a few of the last people to jump in with a very popular webinar. Now then, please let me know if anybody is having trouble hearing me. Just pop through on the questions and just let me know. Okay, so I assume that everybody can hear me okay. That's good. Alrighty. Okay. Just checking. Now then, as usual, when we run these webinars, we're very interactive. You can pop up a question via your GoToWebinar control panel anytime. I'll either try to answer the questions as they come up or round them up at the end. It really is fine. Just ask them as you come in. It's a glorious day here at the office. We've got a bright blue sunny sky. We should be getting up to 30 degrees today, and yeah, and definitely summer is upon us. So this is our roundup of the top 10, or I called it top X features when I sent it off to the marketing team here. They've rebranded it top 10. I don't know about, I think we've actually got 11 listed, but anyway. As you can see, this year Canto has released so far 4 major updates for Flight from AUS, ORD, MIA and LAS. And they are yet to release one more. It'll come out in early to mid-December. I don't know the airport code for that one yet. I have seen some of the new features and I will make some references to those as we go through today. This will probably be the last webinar we'll run for 2016. We might try to creep one in for 10.2. We were talking about it last week when we were doing the cultural heritage panel roundup, but it's looking pretty unlikely. There's a lot of work coming in and I'll be traveling a bit, but we'll see how we'll go. Now then, I intend to this release by Canto of Flight in December will be a really significant one. Depending upon their release times, it'll be first or second week, so you should have it by Christmas. But of course, we'll probably all be on holidays by then. That's fine. So early in the year, January, we'll be looking at doing another webinar focusing on the December release. Okay, so currently I'm looking at DataBasics blog here. You can go to DataBasics website at any time. Up here, databasics.com.au. When you go to DataBasics, you'll see in the top right-hand corner our blog. Our blog's associated directly with our website, and you can jump into the blog at any time you like. You'll find that we've got a whole range of interesting information, and we regularly do flight updates via our blog and some of our other social media sharing channels. So if you're on LinkedIn, you'll find that there is a Flight and Cumulus Australia and New Zealand LinkedIn group. We also do regular posts on YouTube and Twitter, and you can see all of these links up here in the top left-hand corner of our website. Okay, so the features that we want to run through today, I really wanted to do a nice, casual, relaxed webinar today, but still try to keep it into that 40-minute time period. We are recording, just making a check on this. Yes, I've remembered to hit the recording button. And, so we've got round about 3 or 4 minutes per feature, which is pretty cracking through it, but see how we go. Okay then. So the first major feature we want to talk about is digital rights management. And this really sums up a couple of things. It's 3 particular fields, terms and conditions, copyright, and also the watermarking capability here. You can see on the screenshot here these different fields, and let me jump straight into Flight. So I've just swapped around to my Flight screen. Again, you just let me know if the screen updates are not going fast enough for you. So we'll be looking at my main Flight portal here. And if I go to my totem image here and show the information, you will see we'll go straight to the digital rights management fields here. So the 3 fields, this area is something that you turned on in your settings. So if you are a current user of Flight and you don't see this in your information window yet, you need to go to your settings and turn it on there. You'll find that there is a setting for digital rights management and a checkbox there, and we'll get to that in a moment. Once you turn that on, you'll have this area show in your settings page, and the usage of these 3 fields are terms and conditions is essentially a link to a website that will display the terms and conditions for this particular image, and when we go to the download page, you'll see that there will be a link taking the user there, so you've notified them of the terms and conditions. The copyright statement is the copyright statement that will appear alongside the image, and then below that we can nominate which portals, being main library or any of the publishing portals that we've created, which will have the watermark. And to apply that, you use the pull down here, select the portal, and then it will be added down here. Okay, now to demonstrate this is the setup, pretty simple stuff here, but really to demonstrate this, what I'm going to do is jump out of my main login. So when I'm logging into our main portal, you'll see me going in there as a pilot and opening up the other screen here. This is one of the portals we've got set up. Now then, the intention, as you know, with Flight is that you distribute your content through the portal, so the digital rights management appears within the portal. I'm logging in as a pilot now, and you can see I've swapped user, so up here in the right, you can see that I'm a different image here. I'm DataBasics support, and we should have my totem image here. Here it is. And how this works, now when I've got my totem image, if I go to the download button for my totem image here, you can see that the image is displayed first with the watermark. So we've got the watermark on it. You can see that the download button is turned off, it's dimmed, so I cannot download yet. I have to click the I agree to terms and conditions, and you can see the words terms and conditions is a link, and if I click on that link, we'll go to the URL that we put in there. I've used a page out of the Australian Copyright Council here, but this would obviously be whatever terms and conditions you are using to control the access to your assets. Okay, so the user has to agree, and once they've agreed and you've given them notifications of the T's and C's, they can do a download. Okay, so that is managing your digital rights. Okay, just logging out of that portal there. And I'm going to jump back into my main portal over here. Okay, so that's the first items here, which is digital rights management and watermarking. Now then, with the watermarking and the next feature here, so these two are slightly related. We talked about enhanced watermarking when Canto first released this. We could just apply the watermark image, but now, so if I go back to my main portal and go over here to settings, when I choose settings, you'll see, and this is you'll see one of the main features is the general continual improvement in the interface. You can see in our settings screen here, we've got a very nice display of icons, allowing it to be very easy to use. Over here in digital rights management, we can set, this is the checkbox, by the way, to turn on those digital rights management capabilities. And once you've done so, all of those fields will appear, as I said before. Then with the watermark, we can upload our watermark. And now with the advanced watermarking, we can set the position on the screen, on the image. And then we can say, we can say fit to image. So I've said fit to 50%, so the watermark will always be 50% left to right of the image size there. All right, perfect. Okay, Right, so first top features are the digital rights management and the enhanced watermarking. Great. You can see here on our blog, we show the image of the download happening there. Okay then, next top features, crop before download, and I'm going to roll that up with the video conversion. So this is where Canto is continually improving how you can do server-side image or video manipulation before you download an image. Specifically for images, we did a crop before download, and then for videos, we now support transcoding to a preview version of the video. Okay, so I'm going to show you that in one swipe here. So I'm going back to my Flight portal, and I'm going to pick on our sunflower image here. So when we click the download button on our sunflower image, we go to the standard download window. Now then, I will say, and I said at the beginning, that in the December release, we're adding some really great new features. So this area will change pretty continually. There will be a change in December, and then we believe there will be a change maybe in the release after that in February. So for the moment, if we want to go and look at the crop before download, we click on the advanced options. Just to know, before the crop and download, we did do conversions to different types, so we can go to original or other size here. You can now see that crop before download, I can just draw a checkbox anywhere here. So, oops. Right, that I can place the checkbox anywhere on the screen here, and I can choose to convert that. Now then, down here, and this allows me to put in the exact pixel size here. So I've currently got a quite a big figure here. So if I put in 1500 there, and then put in 0, that sets the exact size, so I can crop it to an exact pixel size because I want a landscape orientated image here, and we're going to get that at 300 dpi. So when I hit the download button now, we'll see that the crop will occur within Flight before it's downloaded, and then it comes down to my local machine ready-made. Okay, now then, that was working on an image. Now then, if we go over here into videos, and I can just see the download starting there. If I go to a video file over here, choose one of my Yosemite images maybe here. These are the, let's choose the HD one over here. When I go and do a download of the video image, again, we go to our advanced options. And when we choose advanced options, we get to choose the original file, or we get to choose a preview. And the preview is going to convert that to a standard MP4 H.264 codec, which is suitable for playing on any web browser. You can put that onto your website, and this again is depending upon the original file format here. It will also move that over to an MOV file. There is some, the support team will explain exactly what determines the MP4 or MO4 final output, but the other comment that you can see in the rollover here is that the dimensions bitrate will be preserved through this transformation. Okay, so that's great. So that's the next two features, which is the crop before download of any of the images that you have within Flight, and then transcoding of video, so you now get the ability to download a preview version of your video. Alrighty, now the next feature here, My Collection. So this feature came along in the MIA release, and it's a really great feature. It adds lots more functionality to Flight. To show you that, to show you My Collections, I will first show you how you can go to My Collections and use them, and I'll also be showing how you can add assets into collections. So back to my main portal over here. And if I point up to my login image in the top right-hand corner, and you see the pull-down menu, you'll see that the third item down here is My Collections. My Collections, when you open up My Collections, gives you a list of all of the different collections that you've got, and it shows you a little icon of the different ones here. So I'm going to choose this one here for favorite demo files, and when I select that, I can then click on my Submit button here, Submit in the bottom right, and that now takes me to that collections of files. So simply said, like some people think of having a lightbox or your current basket of content, My Collections is really like having multiple different baskets or collections. You can name each one, and you can do different things. So after I've got my collections here, I can select all of them. I can then go and share them directly here. So if I wanted to share all of this content out via email, very simple and easy to do. Okay, so I can see here that I don't have my sunflower image in there. So how do I add a file to a collection here? So I'll just click on the icon in the top left-hand corner. That takes me back to all of my content, and we'll see my sunflower appear here. Here it is. Right. So to add an image to your collections, you just click on the little heart button under the image, under the thumbnail here. So when I click on the heart button, it'll show the Add to Collection here. So I'm going to click the checkbox on Favorite Demo Files. Now, if I wanted to create a new collection, I would type in the name of the new collection here. So I'm not going to do that now. I'm going to add this to my favorite demo files. And when I've done that, we can go up to My Collections, go to My Favorite Demo Files, and we should now find that we've got 5 images in there, including my sunflower. That's really good. Collections are available to all different users logged into the system, whether they're a read-only user, a passenger, or an administrator. So everybody can have their own groups of collections, and we're looking for some new features soon that we've already been talking about further sharing and having communal collections of content, which is really exciting stuff. Okay, now then. That's My Collections. Next one here is real-time branding. Okay, so this and quite a few of these features we spend time over in settings. So I'll just go back over here to settings in my main portal. So down to settings, and the real-time branding is on the bottom row. So I just scroll down to the bottom row under account settings, and second icon from the left is branding. So when we go into branding, you'll see that we can set up all of the different branding for our portal. Now then, the real point of having the real-time preview is that this image on the right-hand side of the screen updates interactively. So say, for example, if I wanted to swap around what the primary and secondary color are to be. So say if I was going to set the, what did we say here? We were going to set the primary color over here into a red shade like that. And then we're going to set the secondary color over here into a green color here. So we could change the coloration like this. So you can see as I go and change the different colors for the different areas, it's updating on the right-hand side there automatically. I'm just going to quickly reset that. There we are. We can also change the text if we want to. So down here, and you can see in the screen here, it's changing how that will appear at login time. Note, see how it actually shows a breaking company when you go to the final portal. It doesn't. It will actually show with the word unbroken there. And we can do a whole range of other changes here, and it will automatically update, so we can see how our final login landing page will look like. Great. All right, so that's the real-time branding, and with that, we mean that we see the screen within the settings window for the branding to be updated as we make any changes there. Next, self-registration. So self-registration is a bit techy, but it's really simple and easy. How Canto have done it in Flight. Again, I'll need to show going into the settings to show this. And the idea here with self-registration is rather than you having to set up all of the users, what we want to do is have a option, and we can quickly display that. So if I go back to my main portal and just do a log out, we'll see on our main portal, we've got the Register Now button here. So if I wanted, this would allow you to set up a portal, distribute it out to all of your users, and if they're not currently a registered user, they can register themselves. And how they do that, they click on there, put in their name, their last name, and their email address, and then we have some settings. So I'll just show you what those settings are. So I'll just log back in here, go off to my settings area, and we can see in settings on the users and groups area here, we've got self-registration. So self-registration here, if we go and choose this, for start, you can set whether you want self-registration to be on or not. You can also set an expiry date, so we're going to the end of this year. And then we can choose to allow the self-registration onto your main tenant, as I've got, or you can set it for any of your portals as well. Okay. Then you can either set up two different options with self-registration. And as I had it set up, anybody whose email address is in the DataBasics domain, so anybody working for DataBasics, could do a self-registration on the main tenant. Simple and easy stuff. If alternatively, if you wanted to allow self-registration for people outside of your domain, you can click on the invitation code. It gives you this hieroglyphic code here. You just copy that off to your clipboard, send out an invitation email to your team, and just tell them when they get into the self-registration to put that code into the registration window, and all that will allow them to register. And this is really where the expiration date comes in, because you can ensure by keeping the expiration date fairly short that invitation code doesn't go out to too many people, and you can still have some control over who is registering. Now then, I should say, obviously, all of those people who do register, you will see them back in settings over here in users. So it's not like this becomes uncontrolled. You will see them over here in the users. So if you do see people registering that you don't want to have access, you can go in there and you can remove them. You can change their access level, etc. Okay, right. So that was the self-registration aspect. Now then, two of what I think are two of the real killer features of Flight in the 2016 area is file relationships and upload links. So file relationships. Now this is really simple and easy. And the idea here is that not all the time have you set up over here something like a genre and some albums in there, great way of classifying your files, but sometimes it's a much simpler relationship between files, or it's something that you don't want to set up within the big folder system, or put in keywords or something and force somebody to search on something. So just to show an example of this, I'm just going to go to my crime genre here, and we can see that we've got this crime scene image here. And if we just go to the metadata for that one, we'll see that here on our information window, we've got related files. And we've got one related file to this. And when we go and click on the More button here, we'll see that it is a model release form, which is really great. This is the model release form for that chappie appearing in that image. And this is very typical, an example of why you want related files. You don't want to create a category for all of this or anything like that. You just want to relate these two files together, the model release form and the image. It can be more than just one file here. I've just got a single example here. If we want to go and look at the model release form, we can just click on it here, and that'll take us to the record for model release forms. Alternatively, say if I go and start the cycle from the other side, so I'm just going back to my main tenant and I'm looking all of the documents, and we can see the model release form, and we wanted to see what images the model release form applies to, you'd see it here, one related file, and you'd see it's that crime scene image. And as said, you can have as many relationships and you can add relationships as you go along. You don't have to set them up one time only. So for example, if I wanted to do a relationship, these two images here, see them? I've selected the little tick in the top right hand corner here. And if I want to relate them together, I go to the More menu and I can just choose Relate Files. And that'll create a relationship between those two files. As said, it's really simple. I've seen other systems that do similar to this, but it's fairly complex, and the outcome is a little bit circuitous. But here, really simple stuff. You just relate files together. You can keep on doing that. Whenever you look at a file, you will see a history of all the images or all of the other content that it is related to. Really simple and easy. The other new feature is upload links. So upload links, and perhaps best to show that by going over here to settings. So we can see over here in settings, we've got a new area here for upload links. So let's go and look at some of the upload links that I've already created. And when I open up upload links, you'll see that I've created 3. And let's look at this second one here, and let's go into the edit of that. So this is one that I created just the other week here, and you can see that the upload link was given a name, given a description, so we wanted to collect more content for the new brochure. And I added 2 people to the upload link by putting in their first name, last name, and email address here, clicking the add button. You can have as many people as you like there. And then I put in an email subject and email body. And when I hit the save button here, Flight will automatically send out an email to these 2 people, and that email will have a link in it. And when they click on the link, they'll get essentially a blank Flight portal window, and they can upload content to it. Really simple. So this is really great if you're dealing with some external photographers or somebody outside of the organization. You want to make it simple and easy for the people. They just get an email, a link, click it, drag and drop their images on, they're done. Really simple stuff. So upload links for that. Now then, just going back over here, what's really great about upload links is that Canto has put in a little workflow that works with them. So when these images are first sent to us, you can see here that we've got 4 files in total have been uploaded. There's 1 new upload that I haven't looked at yet. Now, those uploaded content, it's first quarantined, right? So when somebody's uploaded the content, before somebody comes in here and does something, you won't, the content won't be available in the main portal. You've got to essentially approve the content. So let's go into the import area here, and you can see when we go into import, we'll see all of the different files that have been uploaded into that link here. And now I'm going through approval process of this, so I can go through here, I can delete them out. So if I don't want them to appear here, I will click the delete button and they'll be removed. And then I can assign them to different areas here. So I might want to put them into our area for Far North Queensland here by select all and drag them down here and put them into there. Alrighty. Right, so that's file relationships and upload links. Now then, the next one, auto sync portals. So most people are pretty familiar with using portals, as I explained to people, portals are a real key element of Flight. It's how you distribute content out to a wider audience. And to show you what a portal is, I'm first going to log out over here and go over here. This is my portal. Okay, so for start, you can see that the portal has a different login window. We've got a different background image, different logo up here, different text up here. Notice we haven't turned on self-registration with this portal. When we do a check-in, and this is the portal that I showed right at the beginning of the webinar for the digital rights management. You can see that we've got a different user here. I've come in as a passenger. The portal has a different subset of content, so I'm only showing the genre and the location folders here. And when we go and look at our different options here, you can see there's no upload. This is a publishing portal only, so people can just search and retrieve content out of here. They can still do things like create their favorites. They can still follow files. They can do sharing. You notice over here in sharing, I've only given the ability to send email, create links, or push the files out to Slack. A little bit more about Slack later on. And of course, when we looked at the publishing portal before, when we did a download, we had the digital rights management kicked in, and we had the watermark, the terms and conditions. Right, so now then, what has Canto done in this year on the publishing portals? So I'm just logging out of the publishing portal, going back into my main tenant here. Okay. So if I just go and have a look over here in settings and go to my general content. So this is the portal that we're looking at. So you can see a range of different options that we've got here. And the main one here is auto-sync. So auto-sync means that as I add more content in my main tenant to the genre and the location folders, it will be updated automatically into that portal. And we know that because when we look at the content here, you can see that we've got the genre and the locations albums in there, folders in there. So these are the content that's being shown. So they will be automatically synced with content. Other things that you see here, so we can set up users and groups. So I've got my anybody in the staff group has access to this portal here. We've set it up with its own descriptions. Over here in the custom branding area, you can see that we've created our own branding for this one, just to distinguish it from the main tenant. Background color, I've kept the same 3 colors here, but I've got a different logo showing there. And we've also set up the configuration, the permissions here, so we can turn off some of the social media aspects here. All right, so good. So the main part with the publishing portal is the auto sync, but you can see that Canto has been progressively adding new features to the publishing portal capability here. Alrighty, so right. Okay, so somebody's asked me here, there's 2 separate questions about the portals. So I'll just jump back in here to the settings and over here. Right, you can set either users or groups is the answer here, right? So you can add users or you can add groups, either works. So yeah, I didn't need to add the users here. I could have just added groups if I wanted to. Flight allows you to do either. I just try to keep it simple. And the second question is, okay, do you need to create a user to access the portal? Okay, this button here, private. Now then, if that button is turned to private, that means the person needs to have an account. If you flip it over to public, notice that when I go to public, the users disappear here. And a public portal is one that you don't need to have any login to. Now, to show a really good example of that, I'm just going to go to DataBasics website. Okay, so this is our main website, and you can see on our main page here, we've got a online demo of Flight. Okay, so that's this button here. So this is anybody. This is we've got the statistics show that we've got half a dozen people or more jumping into this every day. And when I click on online demo, it opens up a new page, and it takes us into where we go into the same portal that I've been showing. It's got the genre location. You can see my favorite totem image over there. It hasn't used a login, so that's gone straight in, no login needed. We've got different branding up here, so this is a public portal. So to answer your question there, with a portal, you can set the portal up, and that's this one down here. So you can set this one up. You can see that I've turned that in as a public portal over here. And as a public portal, there's no users and groups. There's only settings for the actual content and what the branding of the portal will look like. Okay, good, lovely. Okay, so that's auto sync portals. Now then, integrations with MailChimp and Slack. And Canto is continually adding new integrations for Flight all the time. We were just discussing the other day doing some integrations with some of the marketing cloud applications. Canto is very happy to hear from our user base and prospective user base what other integrations that you'd like to have access to. That they all come inbuilt into the solution. It's not like you pay extra or anything for it. And I'm going to show you the Slack integration. So over here, I just back to my main portal over here, and we're going to go to our sunflower, and there it is. Okay, so the integration with Slack comes off the sharing menu. So I'm just going to go into the flower image here. So when I click on the sharing button here, you can see that we've got the Slack icon, and when I click on the Slack icon, it opens up the Slack sharing option here. So we can set up a channel. Now in our we use the DataBasics users Slack. We're just sort of really getting into it here, and we've set up a separate channel here for me to do demos rather than pushing it out and confusing people while I'm continually sharing files there. So that's the channel I'm sharing. If, for example, you just wanted to share this off to everybody, you just go over here into general so we were actually doing this the other day because we're creating a little brochure for our Christmas party, and hit the continue button, and off it goes into Slack. Now then, if I go up and open up Slack, now then, hopefully this works okay. I've just changed our the screen that's being shared out to Slack. So here over in the Slack screen, you can see that we've got, this is the image that I just shared. It's appearing in Slack. It wasn't there a moment ago. It's just come across 10:40 a.m. You can see the image there. You can see that the pull-down menu either displays the image or not. You can see a link. So if you click on that link, that'll take you back into your browser and open it up in Flight. And it shows it coming out of my Flight portal and our little message there. And that's perfect. Now then, if we go over here and look into my general portal, you will see also that you can set up Flight to run messaging back into Slack. So you can see here that this morning, whilst I was preparing for the presentation, I made several changes here, and they got ran back into Slack. So everybody, we could set up a channel in Slack so anybody can see what modifications we've been making to Flight. So I'll just show you that as well. So just go over here, back here. So when we go into settings, so I'm back into my Flight portal here. Just going up to settings, and in settings we see down the bottom of the page all of the different integrations. So earlier this year or last year, I think it was the end of last year, we had all of these G Drive, Box and Dropbox type of integrations have been very, very popular. And here we've got the Slack one. And you can see that we can run our notifications from Flight back into Slack of all of these different options here. Okay, so it allows you to have a notification of any modifications made to Flight being run back into Slack, so people have got a handle on what's happening in Flight. Alrighty, now then, I will not show the MailChimp one. One of Entre maybe could show you that. She's the person who does MailChimp, but it essentially allows you to place images from Flight directly into MailChimp. It's a direct integration. The other ones that we saw, there's I really don't know how to say it, OKTA. It's a single sign-on integration. Nothing to do in Flight. It's a matter of doing some settings in your single sign-on, and a couple others were done this year. But we're currently seeing a lot of people quite interested in the Slack integration. Slack, of course, is an Australian product. Now then, that's pretty much the top X features. I'll just mention the last one here, the ever-improving user interface. So, you know, over the year, I'd see a lot of things that Canto is doing all the time to make the interface much smoother, much easier to use, and I think that's great things. Now then, in the December release, they will be doing a redo for the interface. I've seen the what do you call wireframes for it already. It's not changing the functionality, so if you like the functionality, all the functionality is there. What it is changing the actual look and feel. Okay, so things like there's going to be more white space. Those images are going to have curves on them. We can actually see now. See, I approved those 2 uploads. I should actually disapprove them because one of the guys sent these 2 images again. But this interface change will occur in December, and it's I can see Canto's had a design agency involved in it, and it's going to really make the visual appearance of Flight really great. Okay, now then, another question. No, Slack. I've got no idea how Slack integrates with MailChimp, so it maybe is a little bit confusing here. The integration with Flight and MailChimp is separate, and what this allows you to do whilst you're in MailChimp, you can place an image from Flight into MailChimp. Right there, it's not like Canto has made a MailChimp to Slack integration. Maybe there is, I don't know. I don't know MailChimp that well, and I don't know Slack that well to make a comment on that one here, okay? So these integrations are Flight with MailChimp, Flight with Slack, Flight with OKTA, and all of the other things that Flight integrates with. Okay, right. Well, again, thank you for attending this morning. I can see when there's an extra question over here. Right, with the file relationships, you can have as many file relationships as you like. It's just a simple process. As I showed you, you just select the couple of images that you wanted to relate together. So say if I wanted to relate these 2 images together, right, I can just go here and relate, and then they are related. So once that's done, you can just go into the metadata for one of those files here, and we'll see that is now related to the other file. If I jump back out of here and I grab the same file again, this one, and I wanted to relate that one with maybe that one, yes, and just do relate again. Okay. And now it's related to 2 files. It's actually a lot simpler than you think. I know, and I think it's probably because people think it should be complex, but that file relationship thing is really simple, you know. Okay, so that's the 2 files it's related to. Okay, another one off here. Right, you want to swap around the date. Now then. What I'm looking for is where is it? Defaults. Right. How Flight works with the dates is it uses the standard time zone settings. So you want to swap around it doing year, month, day to day, month, year. I don't think so. I will ask. I will ask Canto of that one. Another question coming in here, so yeah, hold that one. Don't understand that last question. Lauren, if I've just got to ask a bit or yeah. Okay. Now then, I will wrap it up. We've gone slightly over time here, but if anybody did want to contact me separately and ask me more questions, please do. I can actually see a couple more questions popping in there. Look, I'll try to take them offline. As said, we try to keep these webinars down to 40 minutes, but I'd first like to say thank you so much for being the audience this morning, and for many of you have come to many of the webinars we've done this year. As I said, this is probably going to be our last webinar of 2016. I think we've successfully run around about 8 webinars. It's really fabulous. The webinar, I've recorded it. I'll be putting that up onto YouTube, and everybody should get a link to that sent through automatically tomorrow. And again, thank you very much. Do keep logged into our blog. At any time on our blog, you can go down to the bottom of the blog over here and do a subscribe, and you'll get any new blogs being put out there. You can also subscribe to our information bulletin, so all of the new webinars will be going out via but you'll get told both by the info bulletin and the blog. You can see on our blog over here any of the webinars. So this blog here has a recording available, a webinar recording, so you can see that in the top left. So we try to match up the recordings of webinars to the blogs. So that's how you find out about what's going to be happening in 2017. Thank you very much for being our audience, and hope you have a really lovely day. Thank you. Bye.